Hello BookTube, my name is Sarah and welcome to my channel. Today I'm coming to you with a very special announcement video. So a quick little bit of background on this. I had this idea a couple months ago and I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to execute it or what I wanted to do or how I wanted to do it. And then it was so funny, Sissy over at the Romance Queen of BookTube sent me a message on Facebook and she's like, I had this idea. What do you think? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I had the same idea. So we are going to be co-hosting this read-along this summer. And that read-along is the Summer Romance Book Bingo. I know you guys are probably really familiar with Book Bingo. A lot of different places do it. I know I saw Shannon over on her channel the other day. I'm a little behind on videos. That was probably from early April. Was talking about how on Reddit there's a fantasy book bingo going on over the course of a whole year that she's participating in. I know there was a great podcast, I wish this podcast was still around, Books on the Nightstand. They did a summer book bingo every year. And, you know, I've seen Elizabeth mention it on her channel that her library does something similar. So this isn't an unknown concept. But I really wanted to kind of put our own little twist on it and do it this summer. Because to me, summer and romance novels just kind of go hand in hand. You know, beach reads, chick lit, romance. It's all wonderful. So, what Sissy and I did is we came up with a list of categories, and there is a great website. I actually am using the same website that Books on the Nightstand used for their bingo card, if you're familiar with it. I will leave a link to that in the description box below. So what you can do is you click on it, and it'll take you to the website, and it's already got the bingo card for the Summer Romance Book Bingo. And all the categories are already filled in. So there are 25 categories because there are 25 spaces on a bingo card. There is a free space. But you don't get that book for free. You do have to work for that one. That is actually going to be a reader's choice. So you do actually have to read a book for that space. You don't just get it as a free space. But anyway, every time you hit refresh on that page, what will happen is it's going to change around where the categories end up on the card. So, you know, if you are only going for a line and you look and you're like, oh, I don't know if you can keep refreshing until you see something that you might. Essentially, it's kind of cheating. You really should just click on it, and when you click on it, you will get a new card, and, go from there. That's kind of the whole point of the book bingo. But anyway, there are, like I said, 25 categories, and I'm going to go through all of them. I'm not going to give you any information, like too much information. Most of them are pretty self-explanatory. But in about 2 weeks, I'm going to give you guys my own TBR. That I am putting together a TBR for this. I was going to originally kind of fly by the seat of my pants and just kind of see what books ended up where over the course of the summer. But I've decided that I want to actually do a TBR, and that I'm going to fit those books into my TBRs for the months. So this is going to run from June the 1st until August 31st. So you guys have 3 months. And you can do this however you want. I want you guys to not feel any pressure. I don't want you guys to feel like, that you have to do. I want this to be enjoyable and fun, and again, much like the Romance Readers Readathon that we did back in February, I'm just encouraging people to read more romance. That's all this is. If you want to get the card and only go for a line, or just want to get 4 corners, that's perfectly acceptable. If you want to do a pattern, I will leave a link below the card to a website that kind of gives lots of different bingo patterns, like bingo card patterns. So you could do like the letter T, which is like across the top and then down the N. Or you can do, I go to bingo with my mom, so I'm a little bit familiar with some bingo patterns. You can do what they call the jail bars, which is your B, your N, and your O, right? Or you can do the layer cake, which is like the top line, the middle line, and the bottom line. You could just do the outside square. You could do the inside square. Whatever you want to do, it's completely up to you. Again, I don't want anybody to feel any pressure. I want you to make this as fun as possible. Sorry, I was going to say, I'm trying to remember I'm kind of doing this all off the top of my head, so I do apologize in advance. Oh, yes. Like last year, I have 2 groups on Goodreads. One is my challenges group that I always leave linked in the description box below. And there's really no chatting on that. That's just strictly for me to go on and post how I'm doing in all my challenges. So it's more of just a place for me. There's another group that I had going on for a while about kind of buddy reading, or pick me a book and we'd all read the same book. I'm going to revamp that for the summer book bingo so that you guys can go on there and chat with each other and get book recommendations and say if you're going to participate. So that will also be linked below. So please go ahead and join that group if you are not already a member. I see there's still some people who might be a member to that, I think. but this is going to be revamped, new title, new everything for the summer book bingo. You know, ask, you know, you know, if you have a category and you're not sure that what book you want to read for it, ask and we will give you suggestions. Other people will try and give suggestions. You know, just post in that you're going to participate and, you know, I'm going to participate and I'm going for the letter X on a card or something like that. You know, just come and chat and have a good summer, essentially. So let me go through the categories really quickly and just let you know what you are going to be expecting. So the first one, of course, as I said, the free space is a reader's choice. So you could read any romance novel of your choosing. After that comes read a book with less than 1,000 reviews on Goodreads. That should be a fun one. Read a book with more than 10,000 reviews on Goodreads. Read a book by an author writing under a pseudonym. Always fun. And then I do a bunch of subgenres. So within romance, there's not just romance. There's different subgenres of romance. So a historical romance is one. Romantic suspense. Inspirational romance or a Christian romance. A paranormal romance, which is me stepping out of my comfort zone for that one. And a contemporary romance. So there's another bunch of categories. Read a 2018 RITA Award finalist. The RITA Award winners are going to be given out, I think, in June or July. So it'd be kind of fun to read one of the finalists beforehand. Read a Harlequin category romance. I'm specifying a category romance. And when I say category romance, I mean one of these. A Harlequin romance, a Desire, a Love Inspired, a special edition. This is what I'm looking for, is one of these types of books. Not, you know, I mean, it's great. Harlequin publishes under a lot of subsidiaries. They've got HQN, they've got Myra, Red Dress Inc., Harlequin Teen, but I'm looking specifically for a category romance. Read a romance that features a cowboy. Can't go wrong with a cowboy. Read a romance novel published in 2018, so read one published this year. Read a romance featuring a musician, so a rock star or a singer, even a piano player or someone who plays an instrument. I'll completely accept that too. Read a sports romance, baseball, football, hockey, whatever you want. Read a romance with a one-word title. That's a little bit fun. Read a standalone novel, so a book that's not a part of a series. Read a book that takes place in a major city. And then to the other side, read a book that takes place in a small town. Read a book that takes place in a country that you don't live in. So if you live in the U.S., read a romance novel that takes place outside the U.S. Read a romance with a cat or a dog on the cover, because why not? Read a romance set at the beach, because it is summertime. Read a book that's part of a series, so feel free to read a series book. Read a book you bought specifically for the cover. We all have a ton of those. And read a romance featuring someone in the medical field. A doctor, a nurse, even a veterinarian. I will accept a veterinarian. So, although I didn't specify all these when I say read a book, it's read a romance book. There are 3 rules to this read-along, and only 3. And usually I don't like rules, but I'm putting 3 rules in. Rule number 1. The book has to list romance as its main page genre on Goodreads. So if you guys go on Goodreads and you're looking over at the side, you see genres. Romance has to be listed in there. Not, you know, you can click on it, it says more tags or more whatever, and if it said romance, that doesn't count. It's got to say romance right on the front. Sorry, rule number 1. Rule number 2, you cannot use a book from more than one category. So if, like me, because I do plan on doing a blackout for the summer, which means I am doing every space on my bingo card. If you want to do that too, join me. But in that case, it's not like I can read a Harlequin historical and say, okay, I'm getting my historical romance and my Harlequin category romance. No, no, no. One only. You can only pick one per book. And rule number 3, again, as I said at the beginning, is have fun, guys. I want this to be fun. And I really hope that you guys enjoy doing this, because I'm really thinking this could become a yearly thing. I think this will be a lot of fun. To do this every year, it's a much more relaxed read-along. Yes, it's 25 books, but it's over the course of 3 months, and it doesn't have to be 25 books. If you guys just want to get a line, you're only looking at 5 books. You know, most read-alongs have you do that in a week. So, you know, you can read other things. You're not just kind of tied to this read-along. I'm hoping to do vlogs over the summer as I'm reading these books. You know, because this won't be obviously all I'm reading. I'll be reading a lot of other things too, but of course stuff will be for the bingo challenge. And I didn't mention this to Sissy, so sorry Sissy if you're just hearing about it now, but I did actually have a thought yesterday when I was thinking about this, that I might even want to do this at Christmas time. And, you know, have it be just get a line. And have it be just Christmas books. Not specifically Christmas romance, but Christmas books, because I love Christmas so much. But to do a Christmas book bingo, I think would be a lot of fun. And Elizabeth, if you're watching this, I have a feeling that might be something you might want to do with me, because I could see that absolutely being right up your alley too. And Sissy, you know, we'll see. But anyway, that's just food for thought coming up. And we could do that over the whole course of the month of December. But that's neither here nor there yet. Let's get through the summer first. Let's enjoy the summer. It's finally warm out, you guys. I'm in short sleeves. The heat's off. Life is grand. So let me know in the comments below, guys, if you're interested in participating and what you think. And yeah, and like I said, join the Goodreads group so you can chat amongst your other participants. And I'll talk to you all in my next video. Until then, take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye.